take a look at that. So some of the reasons for this project, basically to encourage collaboration among different stakeholders in the community, to assure underserved communities are served actively in response to climate change, and mobilize different constituencies to advocate for prevention, adaptation, and emergency response. So these are some of the reasons for this project, the Shore of Marin. And we work to identify issues that are in the intersection between the prevention and adaptation to climate change and social equity issues. So when we are talking about affordable housing, where we put affordable housing in terms of planning, should we be talking about the sea level rise that is already predicted? Also transit, if we have sea level rise, we know that when we have it, more, we will be impacted, the transportation will be impacted. So how can we plan for the future of transportation and transit? So usually the ones that are most dependent on public transit will be more impacted. So how can we plan for that too? So in other issues like health and others. So we are working in that intersection with this project. Okay, so Sandy will talk about what we found during this year.
So we're going to just take a little time to tell you what we've learned so far. First of all, there's a high level of agreement about the fact that temperature's rising, that snow is melting, the glaciers are melting, and the sea, as a result, the sea level is rising. The question is, how fast and how much? And to answer that, scientists have put together different maps. The map that's probably used the most is the NOAA map, the National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration map. And that map looks at 1 foot intervals of sea level rise. And so you can go to it and you can click right into where you live, and you can see how much vulnerability and risk is projected for where you live. We're going to show you the links for example, to the maps, and you can also get them on our website. One of our people in the audience mentioned BCDC, the Bay Conservation and Development Commission for the Bay Area, and they've also put together a map that's at 2 stages, 15 inches and 55 inches, and basically looking at 15 inches for about the middle of the century and 55 for the end. And now I know they're starting to get more subtle with the shift, because it's very hard to know exactly where to hone in on how much the sea will rise. The FEMA maps are based mostly on the history of what's happened with flooding. So here we have a current map of Marin, and what you can see, oh, I forgot my laser, but it's okay. The green areas are low-lying areas in Marin, and they're basically Novato, parts of Novato, San Rafael, Belvedere, Tiburon, and Tam Valley. So you'll see when we get to 1 foot, a little less green and more blue, because the flooding, they're predicting the flooding. So here we are at 1 foot. And that area that was green before is now blue. And here we are at 4 feet. So you can see that at 4 feet, we're really looking at a lot of water. And I encourage you to go to the NOAA map, the NOAA tool. Marin County has put together a beautiful tool that is based on the NOAA data, but you can also, it shows you overlays of the water infrastructure and the sewage and where emergency shelters are. That map is not available right now, but they're planning to have it up on their website. So that gives us a starting point to have conversations with planners in communities about vulnerable populations. And Erica mentioned we had 2 community meetings, and in those meetings, residents from Marin City and the canal and their neighbors talked together about what they were most concerned about with planners and with the fire chiefs. And we found some empathy starting to build, some conversation. Just to give you a concrete example, there's issues about the water flowing under the parking lot in Marin City, the Gateway Shopping Center, and it came out in that meeting that the county doesn't own that parking lot. They don't have jurisdiction over the pipes that go under the parking lot. And so this will begin a conversation between residents, the owner of the parking lot, and the county to build advocacy. So the main thing I think we're learning is that it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to be very important for residents to have a voice in how that money is divvied up. And we talked with planners about different types of strategies to address the problem. There's adaptation, which has very hardscape levees and seawalls that can be built, but there's also ecosystems that can be, and marshland that can be built up to address this absorbing the water. So those are the kinds of conversations that we're having in these meetings, and our goal is to find residents who want to participate on policy-making subcommittees. We've already enlisted one resident, and we're hoping that environmental groups will be willing to partner with us to help educate and then to build leadership for advocacy. So that's where we're headed.